So, what are some ways to be more some more tangible techniques for being intentional when it comes to family? Maybe with individuals. One example being the conversation at the table. But now, are there other ways you can, for example, set KPIs? Do certain things. So with a number of frequency, I don't know. Do you have any ideas?
Yeah, I'll give you a couple. I'll say this: if you have an 18-hour workday, you'll probably be far more lonely because I don't think that's going to work at home. Back to your point, I would say, let me give you a couple of ideas. We talked earlier about being there when you're there. That's still hard to do because when I come home, it is easy to bring work home with me. And so many people even now work from home. And so, how do you separate work and home? That can be a challenge. Exactly. And so, I would say if you do go to an office somewhere or you do work outside of your home, is there a traffic light between work and home or a stop sign somewhere along the way where you can create a trigger? That's your space where when you cross that line, go through that intersection, when you leave work at work and you begin to let your heart be set on going home and being with those boys. And I think there's so much power in having this, dividing line almost between the two. And so when I get home tonight and I'm reading bedtime stories, I'm literally checked out from work because, again, go back to what I said earlier, work is still going to be there tomorrow. You'll never finish all the work. There's always going to be more to do. And so can we create a separating line? And even if you work in the upstairs, you got an office or you got a basement, place you go to, create a door jam. When you walk through that door jam, you leave the basement, you go back into the family, world. You're there when you're there. So I like that trigger. The other thing I would say that if you're really struggling to connect with people in your family, maybe you get yourself some coins. I think they still make nickels. I don't see a lot of coins these days, but let's say that you get 5 nickels. Let's just use that as an example and put them over in your right pocket. And throughout the day, let's say you go to work. At work, can you encourage someone in an intentional way, connect with someone? How are you doing? How can I help? How can I make things better? All that. I really appreciate the way you're doing this. Anytime you really connect with somebody in a heartfelt way, move one of those coins over to the other side, from the right pocket to the left pocket, and see if at the end of the day you can get all 5 of them over to the left side. You've encouraged 5 people in an intentional way. I think that's great. Well, then when you get home tonight, can you work really hard in an intentional way, in a connecting, heartfelt way, to get all 5 of them back over to the right pocket by morning? In other words, you're not just encouraging at work. You're everywhere you go, you're practicing encouraging the people who matter to you. And so now somebody may be listening and saying, well, I only have 2 people that I live with. Well, there's a chance that they both need more than one word of affirmation today. And so you don't have to just do this one time a day. I mean, it's you practice and you get in the habit of something. And you get to a point where it becomes second nature to you, hopefully. But I mean, think about it. If you're 5 times a day during your work year, that would be 1,500 connections of being an affirming, encouraging leader. And then you go home and you have those same number of connections going home. I mean, you're gonna have people wanting to be on your team, and you're gonna have people wanting to be in your family if you're way more positive than you maybe currently are. If that's something you need to practice, I would encourage you to get yourself game the system, so to speak. I mean, why would you not have a way to measure that? And again, it needs to be heartfelt. If it's not, then you don't get to move it over. But we're not just checking boxes here. We're really trying to connect with people who we love. And so I think if we can get that right, they're going to love us back.